Well, the UK has firmly stated that it has no intentions of altering its immigration policies to secure a free trade deal with India. The spokesperson for the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, made this stance clear, emphasising that there are no plans to modify immigration policies in the pursuit of a free trade agreement with India. The statement comes at a time when optimism is on the rise, with both nations in broad agreement on the contours of the trade deal. While trade negotiations between the UK and India progress, the UK's firm stance on immigration remains a pivotal point of discussion. The Trade Minister, Kemi Badenoch, previously indicated that while the current status of student and temporary visas won't be changed, business visas could be discussed. However, she ruled out broader immigration commitments and access to the UK labour market for Indian workers. Well, clarifying the Indian perspective, India's High Commission emphasised that India's request for simpler ways we'll bring you some more latest pictures of Rishi Sunak arriving in India. He's now being given a welcome. Let's just see the kind of welcome that the UK Prime Minister is going to receive as he makes this quite seismic trip to India, something that he has long talked about as a huge opportunity for both the UK and India, and one that he really hopes to get over the line. And of course, he's got his wife. His wife is with him, of course, with huge links to India. She is a very significant woman of business and a very wealthy couple indeed. The link between India and the UK has arguably never been as strong as it is now, with Rishi Sunak in charge of the UK. And he's aiming to build a really significant relationship with Narendra Modi as they try and get over these final hurdles of the new trade deal. And we can hear some music now. Traditional welcome for the UK Prime Minister. Well, let's talk a little bit more about Rishi Sunak's wife, Akshata Murthy. She's, of course, a very significant Indian heiress, businesswoman. She also has done some fashion design, and there's been quite a number of situations in the UK with her links to various companies. Rishi Sunak has had to declare her status, and also they've had to declare their interests in certain business arrangements, such as her broad range of interests in the business world. She was born in India 43 years ago and has been with the British Prime Minister, married to him since 2009. Of course, she is the daughter of N.R. Narayana Murthy, and he, of course, is a very famous entrepreneur in India and one of the 7 co-founders of Infosys, previously serving as the chairman, the chief executive and the president. And he is now the chairman emeritus, 77 years old, her father. And of course, she married to Rishi Sunak, one of the fastest rising politicians in the UK. Well, for more on this, we're joined by Mike Buckley, a senior journalist, political commentator and director, Independent Commission on the UK-EU relations. And he's joining us live from Liverpool. Well, many thanks for your time this morning, Mike. We're obviously seeing those pictures of Rishi Sunak landing in India. Just give us a sense of the significance of this trip and what is on the line here.
I think it's a very significant trip, and the G20 conference is always a significant moment in the political calendar every year, and it's obviously particularly important this year in the context of climate change. Perhaps first and most importantly, this is the hottest year on record. We've just had the hottest 3 months in human history. Also, of course, the Russia-Ukraine war, which is grinding on, unfortunately, and looks like it's to some degree at stalemate, even though the Ukrainian forces are making incremental gains as they continue, but it's certainly not showing any signs of stopping anytime soon. And for Rishi Sunak, of course, it takes place in the context of a possible UK-India trade deal, which both sides seem to want, and both sides seem to want reduction in tariffs and easier trade between the two countries. Obviously, India's population is growing, but also India's economy is growing as well. And of course, India and the UK have very strong links, going back through history. So it's understandable that they want a close relationship. One of the sticking points, of course, is over visas. Both sides are now saying that visas won't be included in the negotiation, but we've been told for a very long time that visas were very high on the priority list for the Indian government. So I'm wondering what promises the UK government has had to make to India to make them defer that conversation for later. But I suppose we're just going to have to wait and see, and time will tell.
Absolutely. And do you get the sense that a deal is close between the two sides? I mean, we're hearing lots of positivity, but of course, the visa and immigration situation, as you mentioned, is a real sticking point. And if they're not able to get that over the line, do you feel that this deal potentially could break down?
I think it probably could break down, and the UK government is being dishonest with all of this because they're publicly saying that they want to bring immigration down. At the same time, they're running around the planet trying to find people to come to the UK to fill labour shortages, which have grown hugely in the country since we left the European Union. So the UK government is saying one thing and doing the exact opposite, which it believes it can get away with. And we know that they've been rightly offering lots of visas to people from India and other countries, because we have labour shortages here, for example, in our health service, in social care, in logistics, and in the food industry, and many other, and in engineering and manufacturing, and many others as well. So we do need people of working age to come to this country. But the government our government refuses to be honest about that fact. So it looks like, however, the government has split the two issues and persuaded India to split those two issues. My guess, and this is a guess, is that the UK government has said to India, let us do a free trade deal that is just business. We will, on the side or subsequently, do a deal on visas. But I don't really believe that the Indian government has decided that visas aren't important for it anymore, because it has been such a priority for them for such a long time.
Yeah, well, it's going to be fascinating to see how things develop. Mike Buckley, senior journalist, many thanks for your insight there.